Okay. Okay, guys, we actually made it. We're in the game now. Everything is slightly better than it was before. I can almost promise that. Map here is going to be Cloud Kingdom. And spawning in the bottom left position of aforementioned map is going to be our orange Protoss player coming in for Team MVP, guys. It is Tails. Unfortunately, Sonic was sick today, so it's just him. And spawning in the top right position as our red Terran player, he just took out Billowy. Let's just say he blew him away. It is Millenium's Dayshi. So, yeah. FYI, Millenium is currently up 1-0 in this best-of-9 match against Tails. Well, I mean, not literally against Tails, but against MVP. Which I guess is important to note, since I don't see why the team would fight versus Tails specifically. Although I guess it'd be kind of cool if you're in a team league on your own and you just got 9 lives. Maybe if a cat wanted to compete in a team league, I don't actually know how they would turn him down, because you could at least play in like a best of 11 or something, right? Anyway, barracks opening for Dayshi. It's another Terran versus Protoss, and I wonder if Dayshi's going to play the same style. And by that I mean Dayshi's not playing the same style. We have Tails opening up with a very fast double gas build, but Dayshi's not going for that gas timing that we saw earlier. In fact, it looks like he wants to go for a 1 barracks fast expand. Yeah, he's taking no gas geysers, and he opened with the barracks. So it's going to be that. He's going to get his command center at about 16 or so supply, depending. He'll start the orbital command, his marine. And the SCV is going to go wait. He's either going to scout or wait. And it looks like he wants to scout. Smart move. Cybernetic score is on the way for Tails. No probe sent out to proxy, though. This is a pretty important thing to note. It kind of shows that with the chrono boost being spent on the probes from Tails, it's an indication that he wants to go for a little bit more of an economic play. We should see something along the lines of a Sentry expand or a fast Mothership Core expand, but we're not going to see anything like a very fast Stargate or really like Dark Shrine, nothing like that. He could go for those after the expand, and Tails is actually... He's known for the DT drop, but not off of one base. He's known for going for the expansion, then getting that Twilight Council, then getting the Dirk Shroon, and dropping DTs all up in your grill. But Mothership, of course, coming out. Dayshi sees this. I mean, you can tell it's pretty ominous that when your opponent is getting that Mothership Core. So, Tails is he's trying to play goalie at the ramp. Unfortunately, Probe's not able to block SCVs from moving around. He's gonna try to build a bunker. Pretty ballsy here. I mean, Tails, like, you were gonna scout this, dude. Like, maybe this is designed to make Tails think he's gonna get all in. I don't know. That was weird. Dayshi's gonna keep the bunker at home though. Play defensively. He's moving up to 3 barracks. He's gonna take 1 gas geyser. We should see him take another one. If he doesn't go for it, then that means, okay, he's going to take it. Otherwise, that would have meant he'd go for a very late stim triple command center build. Tails is going to take a super fast 3rd, and this is what the greedy players get to do. Cloud Kingdom, this map, it's actually so easy. The Mothership Core almost makes Protoss invincible in the early game on this map, just because, you know, you're so close to all 3 Nexine. You can kind of see this Mothership Core is juxtaposed between the 3 of them. So if any base does get attacked early on, well, you can just Photon Overcharge it, defend it, and then buy himself some time to do something else with that. And we have a Forge coming in for Tails as well. Sentry on the ramp, nothing unusual here. No tech choice yet from Tails, which is important to note. He's floating a lot of gas. He has not yet decided on a tech. So we could see him maybe try to get a couple more sentries out, get a fast +1 armor, then get the Twilight Council. But we do have an Engineer Bay coming up for Dayshi. He's playing this as standard as can be. He is not doing anything weird at all. Starting the stem while taking the 3rd gas, very standard. Pulling the mule off before it dies. Smart man. The problem with what Dayshi's way that he's playing right now is it's very standard, and the thing is, standard builds are 100% hard countered by greedy builds. You just end up being behind for literally no reason at all, and this is one of the reasons why Terran players like to open aggressively, because on a map like this, it's so easy to abuse. And Tails, he's on 3 bases now. He doesn't care. He might just go for something like a 10, 12 gate all-in off of 3 bases if this goes completely unchecked. And the problem is that Dayshi did no secondary scouting. He doesn't know about the 3rd Nexus. And while Tails has literally not scouted anything all game long, he's kind of anticipated this play from Dayshi, and he's being greedy. He's being as greedy as hell. There's actually no other real way to describe it. He's just being so greedy. And Tails is going to move this Phoenix in. He's trying to find an opening, maybe somewhere he can put on a little bit of pressure. Oop, nothing there. Sadly, he will be denied his damage. The missile turret, though, does pick that off. And what Tails now knows is that Dayshi is not doing anything weird. He's going to add on 5 gateways, and this is where the nightmare begins for a player like Dayshi. If Tails adds on any more gates, then things are going to get real. The only thing that's interesting to me is that Tails hasn't gone a Twilight Council, which means that he doesn't want to get a fast +2 armor, which is important because this actually gives Dayshi a really nice opportunity to put on pressure. There, that Twilight Council starts, and it's not going to be too super late. It's late if he chrono boosts +1 armor. If he puts 1 more chrono on +1 armor, then it's late. But seeing that Twilight Council does change things. It means that Tails probably not going to take a gas at this 3rd base. And with no gas at this natural either, it's going to be just a crap ton of zealots. And we could see charge. We could see... Yeah, I feel like this is going to be charge. Yeah, he's going to take the 2 gas guys with the natural. I feel like you need at least these 2. He doesn't need the gas at the 3rd, so he can go heavy charge lot. And well, Daishi's going to move out. He's got a lot of Marines. Stim pack is complete. First 2 medevacs are on the way. Going to be boosting their way across the maps. But the 3rd base has had enough time to pay off for Tails, which is very important. A probe costs 50 minerals. It takes, in 1 minute, a probe mines 40 minerals. So after 2 minutes of mining, basically, a whole mineral line can become cost effective, and you start getting returns on it. So Tails is getting returns on this 3rd base, and now we see a lot of stalkers coming in. He's going to get blink instead of charge, which I find interesting. He wants to be able to utilize the mass micro, the stopping the drops and whatnot to his advantage. But now the drop is going to come into the natural. Daishi's dropping these Marines. They're going to stem up, and he's going to use these forces to actually head off Tails' army. This is important because this allows Dayshi to just focus down probes. That army is not able to do anything at all to defend against Daishi's attack. Dayshi will barely lose anything. He's actually killed off 15 probes, so not bad at all. And this is the kind of way that you want to punish this but the problem here is that despite that damage done, the worker count, while it is even, Dayshi is technically economically ahead because he has mules. The issue, though, is that he doesn't have the 3rd base landed, which means that Tails is going to get more of an economic edge from his 3rd base than Dayshi. Although I will say that once Dayshi decides to start mining at that 3rd base, if he mines there faster, if he goes there sooner than later, he's going to be in a good position because he will have the mules and the split bases and the very close worker count. But Tails actually went straight into chrono boosting probes out again, which is a very greedy play from him in all honesty. He's gone for a ton of gateways. This is a mass gateway style. But with that big chrono boost on the probes, he's actually starting to really try to make a gap here. The problem is Dayshi, with 3 mules, he's actually still even though he's behind 10 workers. So big drop loaded up for Dayshi. He is gonna try to just fly, and he wants to bait. He's gonna juke him. He's doing the tap. Oh, one medevac does fall with some of the Marines in it, but actually wasn't a full one. These 2 Marines poke in the front. Mothership core. Photon overcharges the main nexus. He's pulling the probes. He wants to save this main base. Dayshi, though, he focuses down all of those probes. He just needs to be careful of a counterattack. If he kills off this main nexus, that's going to be huge. Oh, he's doing what he can. He will not get the nexus. Though if those medevacs get away, though, that's going to be huge. And 2 of them do manage to survive. He's poking with this 3rd base. If he kills this 3rd, the Marines will go for the probes. Daishi's just keeping on so much aggression. Tails with the huge economy that he got earlier on, but Daishi's been picking him apart. I feel like Dayshi threw away quite a bit, though, and he's actually down on the units lost tab. But he's put himself in a pretty solid position, I'd say. He's killed 37 probes. He's evened out this game very nicely, and he's actually got an economic lead. And the really big problem for Tails right now is while he does have 1-1, we do have the +1 vehicle armor starting for Dayshi. He has +1-1 already himself. He's getting his +2 attack. And while +2 armor and charge are about to complete for Tails, this army has a timer on it. Tails has a very beefy army. It's one of the few ways you can actually keep up in supply with Terran is if you play Mass Gateway. The issue here is that once you start fighting versus mass stim forces with medevacs, gateway armies just die. They really just die. These completely melt away. So we now have the Templar archives complete for Tails. Dayshi is mixing in these Hellbats, which of course we saw played a critical role in his first game against Billowy by being able to just chew through those charge lots so damn fast. Like a bat out of hell, really. I love the space guard thing on their portraits. How weird is that? I feel like it's actually blocked on my overlay, so you can't see it. I apologize. Scan goes down. He sees the army. He's like, okay, well, you're just still playing Mass Gateway. I don't actually think he saw the Archon, but he does have the Ghost Academy going. He's going to begin Ghost production. Ghosts are never bad to have, ever. There's almost no situation where having Ghosts is bad against a Protoss unless you go for Ghosts and they're going for Colossi and you have no anti-air. But now Tails is going to come in here, and this is going to hit right before those Ghosts, which is probably the best timing possible for Tails. He's going to move in. There's not really much of a SimCity setup here for the Terran player. He does have 3 medevacs. He's going to get feedback so fast, though. Is there even any Storm? No, it's just Archons. And Dayshi, he's going to try to hold now. Tails just moving in with this super big Gateway army. He needs to pull back. He needs to let these Hellbats do their damage. And, oh, the Hellbats certainly are firing up those Zealots. The force fields partitioning this army off in a meticulous fashion. But Dayshi, do with the medevac micro. He's pulling everything behind the force fields, and now that the Zealot tanking force is gone, it's only the Archons to really tank. Another big warp in for Tails. He's trying to win this game with this Mass Gateway all-in, and it might actually work. Dayshi falling far behind in supply. He lost all the SCVs at that base. Tails starting to even out the workers' kill tab. Keep in mind, this army for Dayshi is so much more cost-effective if he uses it properly. Now he's going to pick off the Archon. That is the most expensive unit in this force. The upgrades are solid. A +2 attack is done for Dayshi. He's going to try to fight here against these charge lots. These Stalkers, though, adding in so much DPS with that 2-2 upgrades. The Zealots, ooh, they're moving in. The only thing that's really helping Dayshi is, like I said, his army is so much better head-to-head against this force. Mothership Core brings in the Time Warp, and we see Dayshi already taking a supply lead. Tails, this is why the Mass Gateway army is not that effective. Bio just wrecks it. He was up almost 40 supply, and Dayshi just, you know, he dropped the hammer on him. And yeah, the big problem now is Tails is going to try to transition out of this, which is fine, but Dayshi already has all of his core tech in place. Did he lose that 3rd command center? Dayshi does not like his 3rd command center at all. He just lost his 3rd base. He thankfully had a 4th, so he's going to be able to retake that quite quickly. But Tails is, you know, he rebuilt that main. He's natural, is looking fine. Actually, excuse me, he rebuilt the natural. All of a sudden, I can't remember which Nexus has died in this game. Whatever. Double Colossus production coming in now for Tails. This is a smart move. He wants to abuse the fact that Dayshi is getting out a lot of these Ghosts. But we saw Billowy, even though in the last game the Protoss player got the caught him off guard, really, with the Colossi, Dayshi was still able to win with good micro and good control. And since these Colossi are not out just yet, this is the ultimate opportunity to attack. He's bringing in the EMPs. This Gateway army has been really softened up. And now Tails is being forced into a position where it's do or die. All he wants to do is buy himself a little bit of time warp this army. If this Nexus dies, though, Tails is going to be in a world of hurt. And now he's forced to engage without the Colossi. This is so big. And Tails taking a lot of losses. The Colossus is here. Will it be able to be enough? The second one as well. A lot of Zealots warped in, and I feel like this is where Tails can shove this army back. But no, the Marauders are holding strong. If he can sustain this fight, I don't think he's going to be able to. EMP on the Colossus. He's actually getting very low. One of them might die. Marauder gets him with a grenade flying through the air, and this could be enough to actually kill this off. This Marauder with good micro. Nope, not quite enough. Almost, though. He's going to run rest these units in. Dayshi is going to go in as deep as he can. He's trying to just drop you. He's got this Ghost. Does pick it off. Jesus. Dayshi is going full man mode here, but the problem still remains. Tails has access to a lot of tech. He's going for the double Colossus. Now, Dayshi is beginning to produce Vikings, and this is where things are going to start to favor him. One issue, though, for Dayshi is that he only has a single starport. This means that he also, while producing these Vikings to try to hold the Spores off, isn't going to be able to get up... Actually, no, he got a second starport at his 3rd base. He's not going to be able to get up a lot of medevacs, and we do see him trying to get a single one out. He's realizing, oh, well, yeah, I might have enough fighting power to kill the Colossi off, but I need to make sure I have the staying power so that the Gateway army doesn't, well, eviscerate me, chew me limb from limb, as it were. And now, well, he does have the 3rd base saturated, which is very nice. This is what he needs. He's going to get the 4th command center. Possibly the key component of this game is whoever gets their 4th base secured first. And by that I mean Tails will have his 4th base secured first. It all comes down to Dayshi denying this. Because despite the damage that Tails took earlier on, his supply is still very high. He's had the infrastructure to put out lots of units all game long. He's had so much infrastructure, all these gateways. In fact, I just want to take a quick look, guys. He's had 10 gateways for a little while. Meanwhile, we only have 6 barracks for Dayshi. This does give a huge production edge, especially considering those robotics facilities, the double of them. Scans. And he sees a lot of charge lots and a lot of A lot of Colossi, I guess, is the best way to put it. Now, Tails is going to switch off of the Colossi. So this is a part where if Dayshi continues to produce Vikings, now that he's going to be hitting 8 Vikings, this is where you can sort of go overkill on them, because 8 Vikings minimum is going to two-shot Colossi no matter what the upgrades are. And now we see Dayshi is going to move out. He does have that 8 Viking number. He's only got a single medevac though, and this could hurt him. The Hellbats will do quite well with the Zealots, but this 4th base, there's no gas being mined here. This is purely Zealots that are going to be coming out of this base right now. There are a couple Templar in the back, but there's no Sonic Storm just yet. The Ghost stepping up. He's going to drop the EMPs all over these Zealots. A great little set of EMPs. This army, though, taking some serious damage. Now we see Dayshi splitting back. He is going to be able to use the Hellbats to kill off the charge lots. The Vikings are doing everything that they can. There's so many Colossi here, though. I don't actually know who's going to come out on top. It looks like Dayshi will barely be able to just push him over. These Vikings really adding in so much to this fight. He's going to land him on the ground. He put him on the ground, and now this Archon that just morphed in will also be killed off. Dayshi realizing, you know what? I don't want to overextend. Storm is about to complete. He doesn't want to lose all the Vikings. In fact, I feel like he should lift them back up into the air. He will. And we see that Storm is done. So 3 Templar are going to be warped in for Tails. He's going to continue that double Colossi production. But this is a part where Dayshi's going to slowly become more and more comfortable. The issue here is that even though Tails has this 4th base, he's not mining the gas there. He's not able to turn it into, you know, the units he wants. He's not going to be able to turn it into the Archons, to the additional Colossi, or really anything else. And now we actually have that 4th base. Dayshi. He's landing at the Zealot for Tails, tries to come in here and put some damage on. Not going to do too much. The one thing that's been, you know, the one interesting thing about the way that Dayshi plays is that he gets such late armor upgrades, but such fast attack upgrades. He plays off the single engineering bay all game long. Really not something that we see. Concussive Shell is going to kill this Zealot. Nice tag on that one. And the army for Tails is moving out. I will have to say, though, I'm very impressed that Tails has managed to keep a close army supply. Oftentimes we do see that the Protoss player is a little bit behind because the Terran's just macro is so much more timed. You know, that's just kind of like Protoss, you warp in units whenever, but Terran, you got to constantly be building them, so you should have the supply lead as you're always building. The Protoss player gets a little bit more freedom to choose when they want to build the units or when they want to tech up. So it does look like Tails wants to push in, though. He's got 2 Colossi, good number of Templar, 4 of them with the Storms available. He's got the 3/3 charge lots. And now, Dayshi's trying to move up here. He's going to get a couple of EMPs. He gets one of the, actually gets all but one of the Templars, so there's going to be a single Storm here. This has to win the game right now for Tails. This gets a pretty solid Storm out, but all the Colossi are dead. The Vikings are pressing in. The bio might be too much. Dayshi is going to advance forward, and Tails, he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have any balls, Cotton. He's getting hit. The Storm will come out of the side, though, getting some great hits off on this bio. But he's going to be able to pick off the Archon. He is continuing to press forward. And this last Archon is all that stands between Dayshi and the base of Tails. He is warping in 10 charge lots. The problem is he's got Hellbats, brah. He's got 7 of them, and they are barreling their way towards him. You can see those non-infernal pre-igniters beginning to warm up inside of them, ready to spread that fire all over Tails' units. These probes are going to be in some serious pain too. He's trying to take the bottom right base, but he's not going to be able to get that set up in time. Dayshi, he's moving into that 4th base. He is picking off the probes. The Hellbats are laying down that napalm juice all over these robots. He's going to try to go for a super huge counterattack because, like, I only say super huge because this should be his army. This should be your army, Tails. He wants to kill this 4th base off, though, and he will be able to. But, I mean, at the cost of everything else, quite literally, he's hoping this bottom right base will be enough to bring him back in the game. He wants Dayshi to overextend. The problem is, our Terran player's at 181 supply. Tails is only at 99. What's he going to do? There's no minerals in the natural. There's no minerals in the main. There's no minerals at supper time. And there are a couple of Templars here. They will be able to storm soon, but he's actually dropped out of the high ground. Like, there's not enough here for Tails to actually hold this army off. He wasn't able to get the storms that he needed. He is getting to be pile drive backwards. The Zealot, though, Dayshi's doing everything that he can. I mean, Tails is doing everything that he can. He's being as annoying as possible. He is really hoping that he can catch Dayshi off guard. And you know what? The supply is starting to even out here. And now I think Tails is doing enough damage that Dayshi realizes, you know what? I should probably kill that off before it kills anything else because I don't have any mining. He's either. Dayshi's not mining. I'm just taking the income tab. He's got 180 minerals coming from where? Okay, he just landed this base, so that's actually going to explode. The problem is now he's coming in. Does he know about this bottom right base, Dayshi? Yes. Oh, he scans immediately. He's like, okay, scan the island. Make sure there's nothing weird here, and he knows. He knows. So this base is going to get taken out, and This is Tails' only chance. He's going to have the army in the position where he knows exactly where Daishi's units are. This is the only time in the game he's going to have this much control over his army positioning because he knows he wants to kill this base. The problem is, I don't know if I don't frankly know if Tails' army can fight Daishi's. There's no force fields here, so these Colossi get surrounded, and there's actually not too much anti-air to kill off this command center. Dayshi might be able to get that out of there. He will lose all these SCVs though, and this is huge. Oh no, he scares him off. That one Marauder shows up. He's like, okay, I know that the Horn of Gondor has been sounded. There's a bunch of units coming in here. I don't think that Dayshi should keep his SCVs with this, but there's not any income for Tails. That's it. What he has right now is all he will ever have. Another Templar gets warped in. EMPs and snipes though. That's it. All the storms for Tails are gone, and Dayshi, he can just fight this whenever he wants. I think Dayshi is he may put himself in an insurmountable position. I don't know if there's anything that he can do in this spot. Yeah, he's coming in. One of the ghosts is going to get picked off. He gets EMPs off on this Colossus. Of course, if you look at this, he actually cannot cloak his Colossus, which is a damn shame. But well, it happens. And Dayshi, yeah, all he needs to do is secure this economy, and he can just keep putting out Vikings. Tails cannot engage into this. He will have one storm. He has actually a second storm now. So 2 storms, and that is pretty much what he's relying on to win in this game, because I think he actually got all the ghosts. Where are the ghosts? Oh, they're like hidden here. I don't know where they are. Can't see them. But, oh, they're behind the army. Okay. Let's look at the units tab, which is a bit more important than the production tab in this scenario. 18 zealots. Well, there's a lot of hellbats. I don't know. It's going to come down to the storms. Tails, he's going for it. He realizes I don't have time for this. The zealots do come in from the back. This army is so clumped up. Actually, this is really, really good for Tails. He's going to kill the command center off. The storms are going to come in. This army is so clumped. Is Tails going to get the storms that he needs? The ghosts are doing their damage. The Vikings letting rip. But Tails, he just doesn't have enough. There's so much here for Dayshi. And, you know, despite the best efforts by our Protoss player, it simply was not enough. He's on a 10 supply. GG, and Dayshi, he's going to take game number 2 here in this Acer TeamStory Cup match for Millenium versus MVP. Pretty nice play. Always love to see Dayshi rocking that style. He just plays so aggressively. It's absolutely absurd just how aggressive Dayshi likes to play. But I don't really have too much else to say about that game. I kind of went through everything during it. So you're watching the Acer TeamStory Cup. Currently, I'm going to update the score right now because I always forget to update the score. We have 2-0 in favor of Millenium, which is interesting. In fact, I will give you a little bit. I'll drop one knowledge bomb on you because I feel like you guys want me to talk a little bit more dirty to you. So as far as Acer TeamStory Cup goes, the current standings, MVP is in first place, Millenium is in third, which means actually Millenium is in second since Karante Esports Club is out. This could be a potential for Millenium to try to come back in terms of overall match score to overtake MVP in the rankings. So with that in mind, guys, we're going to go to game number 3 as soon as we can. Don't go anywhere. Blah, 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 blah. You've heard it all before. Downtime. Sorry.